Hello my fellow daydreamers and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Hawk and I'm an artist. Today I'm going to be showing you a speed paint of one of my personal D&D characters as I redesign her. So let's step into my office and have a quick chat. The character that I am going to be sketching, her name is Elmyra, and I played her in 2020 with a campaign that I found online. This campaign was set in a world at war with party members that were from opposing countries, so it really brought in quite an interesting dynamic and was one of my favorite groups that I have ever been in. As for Elmyra, she is an elf and she is a grave cleric. So when I was doing her redesign, I wanted to keep that in mind and keep kind of some of the core things that she had from her original outfit. I wanted to keep her skulls, not trying to overpower it too much. When I put them into the sketches, I originally had the idea to give her like skull chains or like a headdress of some kind, but she's kind of a simplistic character, so I just put it a little bit on the armor here. Another thing I wanted to keep was her weird shawl cape thing. I'm honestly not entirely sure what it's supposed to be, but I like it and it looks pretty, so I'm going to keep that there. As well as the key elements like her hair, her eye color, her skin color. Like that's all stuff that I was never planning on changing. But going through my process of actually drawing her, I start with a base sketch. This is a little bit different than what I have seen other artists do. Normally when you do your first sketch or your base sketch, you start with the head and kind of draw lines of action of where you want your character to move and where you want them posed. For whatever reason, I start with the torso. I draw the rib cage, the stomach, the hips, and then I kind of go out from there. I don't know why I do this. I used to draw the head first, and at some point I just started drawing the torso. It's just easier for me. And when I'm done with my base sketch, I move on to my second sketch. The second sketch will have finer details. It'll have the outfit, the hair, any extra like armor or weapons. That's usually goes into my second sketch. Sometimes I'll do a third, but I did not do that here. When I am done with my sketches, I move on to the inking process. The pen that I am using, I actually bought off the Clip Studio store. It is one of my favorite pens. It feels mostly like a regular pen, and I like having that kind of tactile feel to my art. And when I am done with the inking process, I will move on to coloring. Now, this is something that I have just started on. It's a process called grayscale. What grayscale is when you find the lights and the darks in the picture by painting everything in black and white. So I'll put my grays down, I'll start painting in my shadows, and then I'll paint in my lights. What this has done for me is it has made my work more efficient. I have gotten a lot faster. Coloring used to be the longest part of my process. It would take me a couple of hours to just put those down on the paper, and by that point I was just tired and I'd get frustrated because it wasn't working out the way that I wanted, and then I struggled to find those light sources after I had the color on because I didn't want to muddle the colors I already had on there. So using this new grayscale technique, I have kind of circumvented all of that and gone straight to my favorite part of the process, which is coloring. I got my grayscale down. I'll just put the colors on top of it, kind of play around with those levels a little bit until I get what I want. And even after I have them down, when I put the rest there, I sometimes go back in and tweak things just a little bit. But I am actually quite happy with how these colors turned out using this grayscale technique. I'll probably end up using it a bit more in some later videos, but for now, this is what I have. I will show the comparison of the old character. You know, she's very cute. I like her little outfit. And then here is the new design. I wanted to thank you for staying till the end of my video, and I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope next time we can draw together. Thank you.